Hi everyone, El Wakil here again, and today I'm going to show you how you can design a really cool animated hero section for a landing page in Figma. Before we get started, I know what you're thinking, the outfit. To be honest, I'm just like this because I just felt like it. I'm wearing my traditional cap and because today is Friday. But anyways, focus more on what I'm about to teach you because I know you will love it. And without wasting much time, let's get started. Okay guys, so first off, let's import the image that we are going to use for this design. This is the image of an iWatch. I picked it up on the Apple website. You can head there and download this particular image. But if you want to use the same one that I'm using, or you want me to send you this particular one, then leave a comment in the comment section and I'll be sure to send it your way. So now we have this image here in Figma. This image here has a transparent background. So first off, I'm going to crop the image to my desired size. So opening this fill section here in Figma, we open the drop down here and select crop, and then I crop the image just like this. When I'm satisfied with the size, something like this on both ends, and I think this size works, so I'm just going to hit enter and then close this window. So now that I have this image on a transparent background, the next thing I'm going to do is resize it to be almost the same height as my frame over here. And then I'm going to create another frame that I'm going to put this image inside. So using the frame tool or keyboard shortcut F, I'm going to draw a rectangular frame just like this. This frame though is going to also have a transparent background, but for now what we're going to do is I'm going to duplicate this image into 3 places. So the reason why we're going to do this is because we need to separate some of the elements here on this image into different layers. Okay, now that we have this image into 3 places, let's start with the first one. We're going to separate the image into different parts. One part is going to be the screen, the second part is going to be the body, and the third part is going to be the straps. So let's get started. Now using the pen tool, I'm going to draw a shape around the screen just as it appears on the image this way. So I make sure I get the exact area that covers the screen using the pen tool. Okay, so now that I have drawn the shape that covers the area of the screen, I'm going to give it a fill and remove the stroke around it. So you can see I have a fill here that covers the screen area, but I'm not going to use the mask just yet because I want to make sure that I get the proportions right. So let's continue with the others before we proceed. So now we're going to do the same thing for the body of the watch. So now I'm also going to remove the stroke around this and give it a fill. you can see the fill covers the body of the watch. And now the next thing is the straps. Okay guys, so as you can see, we have this for one of the straps, but since we have two straps on this, which is for both of the ends, I'm going to have to duplicate the image one more time, and then I do the same thing for the other end of the strap. We also take out the stroke and add a fill to it. So now we have all of these looking nice and good. Remember earlier we drew a frame here just like this. So I'm going to have to make sure this frame that I have accommodates the watch perfectly. So my frame size is around 1051 by 1247. You can use the same dimensions if you want to get almost exact same results as me. So just like we did this, since we have four parts of this watch, we're going to also have to create four different frames to accommodate all of them. So let's create four frames. These are the four frames. So let's drag this in and put it inside our frame, making sure it's in the center of our frame. You see these lines that have crossed, these red lines that have crossed, that they are indicating that this object that we have is in the center. So once you get that lines appear, you get them to appear, then you can leave the objects just like that. So what we're now going to do here is we're going to send this shape that we have here that covers the screen to the back of the image, and then we're going to use it as a mask. So right click and then send to back, and then you select the image and the shape behind it. You can see here from my layers panel, I select both the vector shape and the image, and then I'm going to right click and use as mask. Now I'm going to leave it there. And then the next thing we're going to do, which is for this second part of our watch, I'm also going to put it inside our frame, and I have to make sure it's also in the center of our frame just like we did. And then I select the vector shape and I right click and send it to the back of the image. So I select the image and the vector shape itself, right click, and then I use as mask, and then I leave it this way again. So next thing is for the straps. I'll also bring it into my frame here, making sure that it's in the center. I'm going to select the vector and send it to the back. Keyboard shortcut for this is bracket open. So select the shape and the image itself, right click, and then use as mask. And then for the last part of the image, this, we also have to make sure it's in the center, right? And then we select this shape here and then send it to the back of the image. And then while the shape is selected, we select the image as well, right click, and then use as a mask. So guys, now that we have all these four parts together, one key important area that I want you to notice here is, you see here we have the screen, only the screen, but here we have the body of the watch, but still the screen is showing. Now we don't want that. We want to have an area on this, since this will be focused only on the body. We want to make sure that it's just the body that shows. So we're going to have to create a blank area for the screen. So let's create a blank area using the pen tool to cover the screen just like we did earlier. Since on this particular part we want only the body of the watch to show and not the whole thing. So our shape is complete. Now we select it, remove the fill, remove the stroke and give it a fill. Our fill is going to be white, completely white. So guys, we have all four parts of our watch looking like this. Now, let's not forget, for this one that we just finished on, we select everything here that's inside this frame and put them in a single group. So now we select all of our frames and remove their fill, leaving them with a transparent background. We do not want a background on any of these frames. So now that I've selected all four of the frames, I'm going to come here to my properties panel and then remove the fill. So we only have the frames themselves. So let's rename these frames so that we can quickly identify them. Frame 1 is going to be screen, frame 2 is going to be body, frame 3 is going to be strap 1, and frame 4 is going to be strap 2. Okay guys, so now that we have named all our frames, we are going to now make sure that they come according to how we want them to be displayed. Okay guys, so now that we have our elements, so now that we have our elements in this order, the first thing we're going to do is select these straps and then align them horizontally and vertically. And once we have something like this, we can put them in a frame and name this frame straps. So we have to make sure that our elements are aligned in this way, meaning the screen comes first. So right click and then bring to front, and then the body comes second and the straps come last. So for the straps, right click and then send to back. So if you check here on our layers panel, this is the screen. So our screen comes first. The body has to be second. So we drag it closer to the screen, and then the straps has to come third. So we drag it to come after the body. You can see the arrangement here from the layers panel. So once we have done that, we're going to select all three of them and then go to the alignment tools and align horizontally and vertically, and you can see our watch is looking complete. So we right click and then frame selection once more. Head over here to the properties panel and make sure you check this box that says clip content. Once we have done that, we can drag our watch and put it inside our main hero section frame. So now that we have something like this, we can go ahead and start adding our header. Then we could design a nice button here. And then we can add our navigation bar. So now let's name this frame home 1, and then let's make a copy of it. So you can see here the copy is automatically named home 2. So on home 1, we select the watch frame, and then on the layers panel here, we select the individual parts of our watch. First off, we select the screen here, and then we push it to the left, just like this. You can see it disappears when it goes outside of the frame. Then we select the body and then push it to the right, just like this. Also disappears until it's out of the frame. And then we select the straps. For the straps, you open it up once more and select strap 1 and then push it all the way up, and select strap 2 and then push it all the way down.
Now for our prototype, make sure to use these exact same settings for the interactions if you want to get the exact same results as me. So you can copy this exact same settings that you can see here on my screen for the interactions and apply them to your prototype as well, and then we can go ahead and test. The most important part is the Smart Animate and the custom bezier. Make sure you select custom bezier for the curve, and then the duration is 1000 milliseconds. And then for the bezier, you can copy these figures and paste it in just as you see them below. Now hit the play button over there at the top right corner to open a new tab that we can view our prototype and see how it's looking. Okay guys, that brings us to the end of this video. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like so that the video could be helpful to others as well. And if you are new here, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my upcoming tutorials, and they are going to be fun and amazing as well. See you in the next video.